Hello and welcome everybody, this is TP Gaming coming to you from Johannesburg with a monster schedule. Swift Tango 543 pushback approved, expect runway... Oh, that didn't work out.
Say again, Swift Tango 543.
Swift Tango 543 pushback approved, expect runway 21 right at November.
Ground, 21 right at November pushback approved, Swift Tango 543.
Burkina 209er, pushback approved, expect runway 21 right.
Ground, 21 right pushback approved, Burkina 209er. Tower, Libyan wings 40 inbound runway 21 left.
Oh, we get the
Ground,
first arrival.
Tulka 231 request pushback.
Tulsa 231, pushback approved, expect runway 21 right.
Ground, 21 right pushback approved, Tulka 231.
Okay, how's the sound with the others? I think it may be a little bit too high. What do you guys say? There's a little bit smaller here. So arrival coming in, first one, Libyan wings. So we have, we've got them all. We don't have any. We only have one from Nigeria. We've got a whole bunch of Nigeria that I did not put in because we did have a Nigerian schedule at some stage. So
Ground,
that's another one.
Sensor 873 request pushback.
Sensor 873 pushback approved. Expect runway 21 right.
Ground, 21 right pushback approved, Sensor 873.
Look at all these beautiful aircrafts there coming. So shout out and hello and welcome to all you wonderful people from Africa. Wonder if there's going to be anybody around, but sometimes there may be. So if you are, thank you for tuning in. Appreciate it.
Ground, Swift Tango 543 request taxi runway 21 right.
Swift Tango 543, continue taxi.
Continue taxi, Swift Tango 543.
Michael Kizina is saying, can you land and take off in opposite direction in this game? Yes, sir, you can. Most probably it'll end up in penalties, hard and heavy penalties, but unless you can vector them around, which you can, of course. You can say turn left heading 380 or whatever. No, 380? No, you can't say that. You can say 360 or, something. Yes, it certainly is possible. You can do any which way you would like.
Ground, Tulka 231 request taxi runway 21 right.
Tulsa 231, runway 21 right at November.
Runway 21 right at November, Tulka 231.
Tulsa 231, runway 21 right at November via Gulf 11 Alpha. Tulsa 231, runway 21 right at November via Gulf 11 Alpha. That's better.
Runway 21 right at November via Gulf 11 Alpha, Tulka 231.
Because we got the other aircraft pushing back, and he can just
Tower,
turn
Namibia
right
761 inbound runway 21 left.
Ground, Fly Dock 56 request pushback.
So, who else do we have? I have to really look out here. Flydock 56 pushback approved. Expect runway 21 left at Echo.
Ground, 21 left at Echo pushback approved, Fly Dock 56.
Ground, Sensor 873 request taxi runway 21 right.
Sensor 873 runway 21 right at November.
Runway 21 right at November, Sensor 873.
Swift Tango 543, wind is 204 at 14 knots, runway 21 right, cleared for takeoff.
Runway 21 right cleared for takeoff, Swift Tango 543. Ground, Burkina 209er request taxi runway 21 right.
Where are you? There you are. Burkina 209er, runway 21 right at November. Burkina 209er, runway 21 right at November.
Runway 21 right at November, Burkina 209er.
Libyan wings 40, runway 21 left, clear to land, wind is 204 at 14 knots.
Runway 21 left cleared to land, Libyan wings 40. Ground, fly dock 56 request taxi runway 21 left.
Fly dock 56, continue taxi.
Continue taxi, fly dock 56.
Look at all these Air Kiribati we have. Oh, we got so many beautiful airlines here. Aircrafts. Exciting stuff here.
Ground, commercial 734 request pushback.
Commercial 734, pushback approved. Expect runway 21 left.
Ground, 21 left pushback approved. Commercial 734.
This is not a British Airways. They just sort of gotten rid of their old ones and are giving these to, well, I don't know. I don't know what the exact story about this is. So this is not a British Airways flight. It is indeed an African one, South African one actually. Swift Tango 5, no. Fly dock 56, runway 21 left, line up and wait.
Runway 21 left line up and wait, fly dock 56. Tower, Sudan Air 825 inbound runway 21 left.
Swift Tango 543, contact departure.
Contact departure, good day, Swift Tango 543.
Tolka 231, wind is 195 at 16 knots, runway 21 right, cleared for takeoff.
Runway 21 right cleared for takeoff, Tolka 231.
Fly dock 56, wind is 194 at 16 knots, runway 21 left, cleared for takeoff.
Runway 21 left cleared for takeoff, fly dock 56.
Namibia 761, runway 21 left, cleared to land, wind is 193 at 16 knots.
Runway 21 left cleared to land, Namibia 761.
Sensor 873, runway 21 right, line up and wait.
Runway 21 right line up and wait, Sensor 873.
Ground, commercial 734 request taxi runway 21 left.
Ground, Oryx Services 75 request pushback.
Oryx Services 75, pushback approved. Expect runway 21 left at Echo.
Ground, 21 left at Echo pushback approved, Oryx Services 75.
Commercial 734, runway 21 left via Lima Yankee.
Runway 21 left via Lima Yankee, commercial 734.
Fly dock 56, contact departure.
Contact departure, good day, fly dock 56.
Libyan Air 40, taxi to terminal. Libyan Air 40, taxi to terminal via Yankee, Echo Alpha.
Taxi to terminal via Yankee Echo Alpha, Libyan wings 40.
Sensor 873, wind is 184 at 16 knots, runway 21 right, cleared for takeoff.
Runway 21 right cleared for takeoff, Sensor 873. Ground, Oryx Services 75 request taxi runway 21 left.
Burkina 209, runway 21 right, line up and wait. Burkina 209, Burkina 209, not Barak. Burkina 209. Burkina. Wow, that's an interesting one. Why doesn't he listen to me now anymore? is a weird one. So we're just going to, maybe I just did something wrong here.
Tower, Ethiopian 868 heavy inbound runway 21 left.
Let's see what he's called.
Runway 21 right line up and wait. Burkina 209er.
Ground.
Burkina
Sensor
209er.
60 request pushback.
It's a weird one. Oryx services 75, continue taxi.
Continue taxi, Oryx services 75.
Tulka 231, contact departure.
Contact departure. Good day. Tulka 231.
That is a weird one. Sensor 873, contact departure.
Contact departure, good day, sensor 873.
So, who else is ready? Yes, we got one up the top there all the way. Sensor 60, pushback approved, expect runway 21 right.
Ground. 21 right pushback approved.
Look at all these
Sensor 60.
aircrafts here. Wow, look at this African here. Beautiful colors here, right? Don't you like it? Try it again. Burkina 209er. Wind is 179 at 14 knots. Runway 21 right. Cleared for takeoff.
Runway 21 right cleared for takeoff. Burkina 209er.
That didn't hurt, did it? Sudan Air 825. Runway 21 left. Cleared to land. Wind is 179 at 14 knots.
Runway 21 left cleared to land. Sudan Air 825.
So, yeah, we have the arrival coming in there. Okay, it says British Airways, but contracted to another company. But on your boarding pass it says British. One of the viewers is saying, I have no idea, but could be this way. It probably is. So wonderful. Thank you for the information. I'm surprised. Why aren't we...
Ground.
There we go.
ExpressJet 111 request pushback.
ExpressJet 111 pushback approved. Expect runway 21 right at November.
Ground. 21 right at November pushback approved. ExpressJet 111.
Ground. Sensor 60 request taxi runway 21 right.
Burkina 209er. Burkina 209er. Contact departure.
Contact departure. Good day. Burkina 209er.
Sensor 60, continue taxi.
Continue taxi. Sensor 60.
Oryx services 75, runway 21 left, line up and wait.
Runway 21 left, line up and wait, Oryx services 75.
Namibia 761, taxi to terminal via Yankee Echo Alpha.
Taxi to terminal via Yankee Echo Alpha, Namibia 761.
Commercial 734, cross runway 03 left.
Crossing runway 03 left. Commercial 734.
Sort of
Tower.
wondering.
Rwanda Air 9007 inbound runway 21 left.
We do not have that many departures here, so I may just actually get everybody off 21 right, which would be good. At least it's not going to be as stressful as it was before, as it always is usually. Oryx services 75, wind is 173 at 11 knots, runway 21 left, cleared for takeoff.
Runway 21 left cleared for takeoff, Oryx services 75.
Ground. ExpressJet 111 request taxi runway 21 right.
ExpressJet 111, continue taxi.
Continue taxi. ExpressJet 111.
Ethiopian 868 heavy, runway 21 left, clear to land, wind is 171 at 11 knots.
Runway 21 left cleared to land. Ethiopian 868 heavy.
Libyan wings 40, cross runway 03 left.
Crossing runway 03 left. Libyan wings 40.
Sensor 60, runway 21 right, line up and wait.
Runway 21 right, line up and wait. Sensor 60.
Sudan Air 825, taxi to terminal via Yankee Echo Alpha.
Taxi to terminal via Yankee Echo Golf. Sudan Air 825.
Golf. Sudan Air 825, taxi to terminal via Yankee Echo Alpha. No Echo.
Taxi to terminal via Yankee Echo Alpha Echo. Sudan Air 825.
Sudan 825, taxi to terminal via Yankee Echo.
Taxi to terminal via Yankee Echo, Sudan Air 825.
Oryx Services 75, contact departure.
Contact departure, good day, Oryx Services 75.
Sensei 60, wind is 164 at 9 knots, runway 21 right, cleared for takeoff.
Runway 21 right cleared for takeoff, Sensei 60.
Unable taxi, routing error, request detailed taxi instructions, Sudan Air 825. Unable taxi, routing error, request detailed taxi instructions, Sudan Air 825. Ground, West Air Wings 10 request pushback.
West Air Wings 10 pushback approved, expect runway 21 right at November.
Ground, 21 right at November pushback approved, West Air Wings 10.
Express Jet 111, runway 21 right, line up and wait.
Runway 21 right line up and wait, Express Jet 111.
Afrikaan. Sensor 60, contact departure.
Contact departure, good day, Sensei 60.
So let's check out
Tower,
our...
Dallo Airlines 317 inbound runway 21 left.
We've had plenty
Ground,
of...
Chem Air 871 request pushback.
We had plenty of Ethiopians before. Sema 871 pushback approved, expect runway 21 right.
Ground, 21 right pushback approved, Chem Air 871.
Express Jet 111, wind is 155 at 7 knots, runway 21 right, cleared for takeoff.
Runway 21 right cleared for takeoff, Express Jet 111.
Rwanda 9007, runway 21 left, clear to land, wind is 153 at 7 knots.
Runway 21 left cleared to land, Rwanda Air 9007. Ground, West Air Wings 10 request taxi runway 21 right.
West Air Wings 10, continue taxi.
Continue taxi, West Air Wings 10.
So what else is here? Look at the buildings here. Fly safe air for the love of flying. There you go. And we got a couple more aircraft sitting down there. We'll be heading out a little later on. So every aircraft that you see in the distance will be pushed and moved and will be departing this airport. So it should be good fun. And how about some SEM Air? Head over here. This is usually the cargo terminal, but I had so many aircrafts to put here underneath, get in here.
Ground, Chem Air 871 request taxi runway 21 right.
Just a little bit of riding here in the end here. Sema 871, runway 21 right at November.
Runway 21 right at November, Chem Air 871.
Express Jet 111, contact departure.
Contact departure, good day, Express Jet 111.
Namibia 761, cross runway 03 left.
Crossing runway 03 left, Namibia 761.
Ground, DTA 701 request pushback.
DTA 701, pushback approved, expect runway 21 right.
Ground, 21 right pushback approved, DTA 701.
We have 3 aircrafts from Angola today. Ethiopian 868 heavy, taxi to terminal via Yankee Echo.
Taxi to terminal via Yankee Echo, Ethiopian 868 heavy.
Commercial 734. Actually, we're going to hold you just there a little bit. We do have an arrival coming in. That's just a light aircraft. We've got the next one coming in there as well. That is Dio Airlines 317. Dio Airlines 317. Runway 21 left, clear to land. Wind is 152 at 7 knots.
Runway 21 left cleared to land, Dallo Airlines 317.
Just a little bit too
Tower,
tight there.
Kenya 141 heavy inbound runway 21 left.
Oh. This is interesting.
Ground, DTA 701 request taxi runway 21 right.
Mr. Wings 10, wind is 152 at 8 knots, runway 21 right, cleared for takeoff.
Runway 21 right cleared for takeoff, West Air Wings 10.
As you guys can see, it just takes Rwanda Air forever to get down. There's just a long gap here. There's no taxiways in between here, unfortunately. So the
Ground,
next
Namibia 757 request pushback.
Aircraft would cause us some problems. Namibia 757 pushback approved. Expect runway 21 right.
Ground, 21 right pushback approved, Namibia 757.
Commercial 734, runway 21 left, line up and wait behind next landing aircraft.
Runway 21 left, line up and wait behind next landing aircraft. Commercial 734.
Rwanda Air 9007, taxi to terminal via Yankee Echo.
Unable to comply, Rwanda Air 9007.
Rwanda Air 9007, taxi to terminal via Yankee Echo.
Taxi to terminal via Yankee Echo, Rwanda Air 9007.
Sudan Air 825, cross runway 03 left.
Crossing runway 03 left, Sudan Air 825.
DTA 701, runway 21 right at November.
Runway 21 right at November, DTA 701.
So let's check out this new aircraft that has just arrived. Dalo.com. West Air Wings 10, contact departure.
Contact departure, good day, West Air Wings 10.
Kenya has quite a few aircraft, so there's going to be a
Tower,
few coming
DTA
in.
848 heavy inbound runway 21 left. Ground, Chem Air 112 request pushback.
Chem Air 112, pushback approved, expect runway 21 right.
Unable to comply, Kenya 141 heavy.
I wasn't even talking to you. Sem Air 112, pushback approved, expect runway 21 right.
Ground, 21 right pushback approved, Chem Air 112.
Kenya 141 heavy, runway 21 left, clear to land, wind is 163 at 11 knots.
Runway 21 left cleared to land, Kenya 141 heavy.
Commercial 734, wind is 163 at 11 knots, runway 21 left, cleared for takeoff.
Runway 21 left, cleared for takeoff. Commercial 734.
Dalo Airlines 317, taxi to terminal. Wow. Dalo Airlines 317, taxi to terminal via Yankee Echo.
Taxi to terminal via Yankee Echo, Dalo Airlines 317.
DTA, where are you heading? DTA 701. Unbelievable. DTA 701, cross runway 03 left.
Say again, DTA 701. Crossing runway 03 left, DTA 701.
It's going weird ways. Sema 871, wind is 163 at 12 knots, runway 21 right, cleared for takeoff.
Runway 21 right cleared for takeoff, Chem Air 871.
That was weird. Commercial 734, contact departure.
Contact departure. Good day. Commercial 734.
Ground, Chem Air 112 request taxi runway 21 right.
Semi 112, runway 21 right at November via Alpha.
Runway 21 right at November via Alpha, Chemir 112.
Who knows if he's going to go weird ways as well.
Ground, Sun Express 186 request pushback.
Sun Express 186 pushback approved, expect runway 21 left at Echo.
Ground, 21 left at Echo pushback approved, Sun Express 186.
And this Sun Express is
Ground,
not...
Namibia 757 request taxi runway 21 right.
It's not the one in the low-cost carrier from Turkey. This is Air Kenya. Namibia 757, runway 21 right at November via Alpha.
Unable taxi, request detailed taxi instructions, Namibia 757.
Namibia 757, runway 21 right at November via Alpha.
Runway 21 right at November via Alpha, Namibia 757.
Ethiopian 868 heavy, cross runway 03 left.
Crossing runway 03 left, Ethiopian 868 heavy.
So we need to look out for a few things here now, because the other aircraft is coming across. It looks like he's a lot faster, because he needs to go
Ground,
right into that
Sun
area.
Express 186 request taxi runway 21 left.
So we're all safe there. That looks good. Sun Express 186, continue taxi.
Continue taxi, Sun Express 186.
Semi 871, contact departure.
Contact departure, good afternoon, Chemir 871.
Kenya 141 heavy, taxi to terminal via Yankee Echo.
Taxi to terminal via Yankee Echo, Kenya 141 heavy.
DTA 848 heavy, runway 21 left, clear to land, wind is 155 at 9 knots.
Runway 21 left cleared to land, DTA 848 heavy.
Here we are on the tower, spinning around. Aircraft's coming in everywhere. You've got the terminals in the back there.
Ground, Black Star 252 request pushback.
Black Star 252, pushback approved, expect runway 21 right.
Ground, 21 right pushback approved, Black Star 252.
DTA 701, runway 21 right, line up and wait.
Runway 21 right line up and wait, DTA 701.
Rwanda Airliner 007, cross runway 03 left.
Crossing runway 03 left, Rwanda Airliner 007.
And look at the arrival there in the back. Wow, beautiful sight, eh? Big DTA from Angola coming in. Let's fly over. Linhas Aéreas de Angola. Sun Express 186, runway 21 left, line up and wait.
Runway 21 left line up and wait, Sun Express 186.
Dalo Airlines 317, cross runway 03 left.
Crossing runway 03 left, Dalo Airlines 317.
Angola, one has arrived, the other one will be departing.
Ground, Black Star 252 request taxi runway 21 right.
Black Star 252, runway 21 right at November.
Runway 21 right at November, Black Star 252. Tower, Freedom Eagle 89er tree inbound runway 21 left.
Sun Express 186, wind is 142 at 8 knots, runway 21 left, cleared for takeoff.
Runway 21 left cleared for takeoff, Sun Express 186.
DTA 848 heavy, taxi to terminal via Yankee Echo.
Taxi to terminal via Yankee Echo, DTA 848 Heavy. Ground, Mongol Air 214 request pushback.
DTA 701, wind is 142 at 8 knots, runway 21 right, cleared for takeoff.
Runway 21 right cleared for takeoff, DTA 701.
Mongol Air 214, pushback approved, expect, runway 21 right.
Ground, 21 right pushback approved, Mongol Air 214.
Mongolian! Look at this beautiful aircraft. Shout out to all the people from Mongolia. Namibia 757, runway 21 right, line up and wait.
Runway 21 right line up and wait, Namibia 757.
Terminals are chock-a-block full. Whole bunch of aircrafts coming in and leaving. Sun Express 186, contact departure.
Contact departure, good afternoon, Sun Express 186.
Let's head over to where the action is. Semi 112, runway 21 right, line up and wait.
Runway 21 right line up and wait, Chemir 112.
Namibia 757, wind is 142 at 8 knots, runway 21 right, cleared for takeoff.
Runway 21 right cleared for takeoff, Namibia 757. Ground, Tinka Tinka 15 request pushback.
Tinka Tinka!
Ground, Mongol Air 214 request taxi runway 21 right.
DTA 701, contact departure.
Contact departure, goodbye, DTA 701.
Mongol Air 214, runway 21 right at November via Alpha.
Runway 21 right at November via Alpha, Mongol Air 214.
Tinga Tinga 15, pushback approved, expect.
Say again, DTA 848 Heavy.
Tinga Tinga 15, pushback approved, expect runway 21 left at Echo.
Ground, 21 left at Echo pushback approved, Tinka Tinka 15.
It's Tinga Tinga. Oh. And a departure in the back. Tinga Tinga. Semi 112, wind is 136 at 7 knots, runway 21 right, cleared for takeoff.
Runway 21 right cleared for takeoff, Chemir 112.
Namibia 757, contact departure.
Contact departure, good afternoon, Namibia 757.
Tower, Rwanda Air 273 Heavy inbound runway 21 left.
Black Star 252, runway 21 right, line up and wait.
Runway 21 right line up and wait, Black Star 252.
Freedom Eagle 8903, runway 21 left, clear to land, wind is 132 at 6 knots.
Runway 21 left cleared to land, Freedom Eagle 8903.
Kenya 141 heavy, cross runway 03 left.
Crossing runway 03 left, Kenya 141 Heavy. Ground, Tinka Tinka 15 request taxi runway 21 left.
Tinga Tinga 15, continue taxi.
Continue taxi, Tinka Tinka 15.
Tinga Tinga. Oh, thank you
Ground,
for the like.
Link 1210 request pushback.
That was very, very nice of you. Semi 112, contact departure.
Contact departure, good afternoon, Chemir 112.
Black Star 252, wind is 127 at 5 knots, runway 21 right, cleared for takeoff.
Runway 21 right cleared for takeoff, Black Star 252.
Flight link 210, pushback approved, expect runway 21 left at Echo.
Say again, flight link 1210.
Look at the zebra. Flight link 210, pushback approved, expect runway 21 left at Echo.
Unable taxi, will advise when ready, flight link 1210.
Didn't you already said you were ready? Ooh. There's something wrong there. I don't like that. That's a problem. Just have to wait until he gets back into the route, into the rhythm. Flight link 1210, pushback approved, expect runway 21 left.
Ground, 21 left pushback approved, flight link 1210.
Lucky we were able to activate him again. DTA 848 heavy cross runway 03 left.
Crossing runway 03 left, DTA 848 heavy.
Black Star 252, contact departure.
Contact departure, goodbye, Black Star 252.
Tinga Tinga 15, runway 21 left, line up and wait.
Runway 21 left, line up and wait, Tinga Tinga 15.
So we have small aircraft and large aircraft, and I hope you guys enjoy.
Tower, Trans-Mongolia Tree 06 inbound runway 21 left.
Ground, Mozambique 749er request pushback.
Mozambique 749er, pushback approved, expect runway 21 right.
Ground, 21 right pushback approved, Mozambique 749er.
Ground,
Buenas
flight
Aires,
link 1210 request
Mozambique.
taxi runway 21 left.
That was fast. Flight link 1210, runway 21 left at Echo.
Runway 21 left at Echo, flight link 1210.
Rwanda Air 273 heavy, runway 21 left, clear to land, wind is 117 at 3 knots.
Runway 21 left cleared to land, Rwanda Air 273 heavy.
Tinga Tinga 15, wind is 117 at 2 knots, runway 21 left, cleared for takeoff.
Runway 21 left cleared for takeoff, Tinga Tinga 15.
Freedom Eagle 893, taxi to terminal via Yankee Hotel Charlie.
Taxi to terminal via Yankee Hotel Charlie, Freedom Eagle 89er tree.
Mongol Air 214, runway 21 right, line up and wait.
Runway 21 right, line up and wait, Mongol Air 214.
There's another one down the back there. We do have several aircraft types available.
Ground, Mozambique 749er request taxi runway 21 right.
Mozambique 749er, runway 21 right at November.
Runway 21 right at November, Mozambique 749er.
Tinga Tinga 15, contact departure.
Contact departure, goodbye, Tinga Tinga 15.
Oh well. Be gone. So, what else is happening here? It's amazing, isn't it? When I do schedules 1 per minute, it gets crazy. When you do 2
Ground,
every 2 minutes,
Ethiopian 8332 request pushback.
it ends up being not as busy. Ethiopian 8332 pushback approved. Expect runway 21 right at November.
Ground, 21 right at November pushback approved, Ethiopian 8332.
Mongol Air 214, wind is 117 at 3 knots. Runway 21 right cleared for takeoff.
Runway 21 right cleared for takeoff, Mongol Air 214.
Flight link 1210, runway 21 left, line up and wait.
Runway 21 left, line up and wait, flight link 1210.
Thank you, Craig. Yes, I believe only people who create schedules on their own knows how much work there is to get it all going. It's not just sort of writing it all down, but then you have to test it, search for errors, and because usually there are, because
Tower,
there may not.
link 801 inbound runway 21 left.
There may just not be any. The airport may not be available, so you need to enter that as well. Then you have to check if all the liveries are available. Flight link 1210, wind is 117 at 4 knots, runway 21 left cleared for takeoff.
Runway 21 left cleared for
Do
takeoff.
a running
Flight
start
link
here.
1210.
Hey, Jonathan! How are you?
Ground,
Welcome.
Ethiopian 8332 request taxi runway 21 right.
Ethiopian 8332, continue taxi.
Continue taxi, Ethiopian 8332.
Mongol Air 214, contact departure.
Contact departure, goodbye, Mongol Air 214.
Yeah, it is really, really tough to get these schedules going, and then especially with the new liveries, you need to look up for every single one of them. You need to be careful with all the apostrophes and whatnot. So this is going to be
Springbok 307 heavy request pushback.
Trans-Mongolia 306, runway 21 left, clear to land, wind is 117 at 6 knots.
Runway 21 left cleared to land, Trans-Mongolia 306.
Rwanda Air 273 heavy, taxi to terminal via Yankee Echo.
Taxi to terminal via Yankee Echo, Rwanda Air 273 heavy.
I've been waiting for your London Heathrow file for about 2 weeks now. Ethiopian 8332, runway 21 right, line up and wait.
Runway 21 right, line up and wait, Ethiopian 8332.
Flight link 1210, contact departure.
Contact departure, goodbye, flight link 1210.
Why the employees at his local Burger King have to be so rude. Ethiopian 8332, wind is 117 at 7 knots, runway 21 right, cleared for takeoff.
Runway 21 right cleared for takeoff, Ethiopian 8332.
Mozambique 749, runway 21 right, line up and wait.
Runway 21 right, line up and wait, Mozambique 749er.
Your exams at school are certainly way more important than sending me any schedules, so that is fine. Obviously you wouldn't be able to play anyway. So yeah, it's always good fun solving your issues. Usually takes about 3 or 4 10 hours. Springbok 307 heavy, pushback approved, expect runway 21 right.
Ground, 21 right pushback approved, Springbok 307 heavy.
But if it is possible for me to solve these problems,
Tower, Ethiopian 871 inbound runway 21 left.
then of course that is good news.
Botswana 286 request pushback.
Ethiopian 8332, contact departure.
Contact departure, good afternoon, Ethiopian 8332.
Yeah, that would have been me. I worked for Burger King once. Mozambique 749er, wind is 109 at 8 knots, runway 21 right, cleared for takeoff.
Runway 21 right cleared for takeoff, Mozambique 749er.
Link 801, runway 21 left, cleared to land, wind is 108 at 9 knots.
Runway 21 left cleared to land, link 801.
Yeah, I worked for Burger King for about a month, and yeah, I was interested on whether everything was okay. So since we didn't have much to do and I had the time, I sort of walked through these aisles and I went to every single one of them that was sitting there, and I've asked them if everything was to their satisfaction, if everything was fine, or if there was any issues or whatever. And these people were usually, what is going on? Yeah, what does he want? That was good fun. But most of these people enjoyed it and thought it was very thoughtful. And actually, there was one
Ground,
guy...
Springbok 307 heavy request taxi runway 21 right.
Springbok 307 heavy, runway 21 right at November.
Runway 21 right at November, Springbok 307 heavy.
Botswana 286, pushback approved, expect runway 21 right.
Ground, 21 right pushback approved, Botswana 286.
Mozambique 749er, contact departure.
Contact departure, good afternoon, Mozambique 749er.
Trans-Mongolia 306, taxi to terminal via Yankee Hotel.
Taxi to terminal via Yankee Hotel, Trans-Mongolia 306. Ground,
Hanu Air.
Mike Alpha India 57 tree request pushback.
Hunu Air, Wings of Mongolia. I like that. I like that color. So who wanted something? Mike Alpha India 573 pushback approved, expect runway 21 right.
Ground, 21 right pushback approved, Mike Alpha India 573.
And who are you? What are you called? Mauritania Airlines. So why aren't you called Mauritania Airlines? Or Mauritania? I don't know. I didn't program it. Anyway, yeah, there was actually a guest that was sitting in just around the side, and he was eating something. And then after, I mean, I did know that he was there, but he was there.
Tower, Pearl 578 inbound runway 21 left.
About half an hour or something like that. And then he came to me, to the desk, and he came to me and he says, "Sir, I think that is very, very nice of you to go around and ask if everything is okay. This is so unusual for a Burger King." Rwanda 273 heavy, cross runway 03 left.
Crossing runway 03 left, Rwanda 273 heavy.
And I would like to
Ground,
express
Botswana
my
286
thanks.
request taxi runway 21 right.
Botswana 286, runway 21 right at November.
Runway 21 right at November, Botswana 286.
So, if, and I was hoping, because Burger King has really bad reputation, Ethiopian 871, runway 21 left, clear to land, wind is 907 at 10 knots.
Runway 21 left clear to land, Ethiopian 871.
And I did
Ground,
that.
Globe 751 heavy request pushback.
Globe 751 heavy, pushback approved, expect runway 21 right. Globe.
Ground, 21 right pushback
Here's something
approved.
for you guys.
Globe
Look out,
751
look out,
heavy.
look out. This is global. And look at this, Stairway to heaven. There is the stairway to heaven. Can you see it? Anyway, Link 801, taxi to terminal via Yankee Hotel. Since we're not
Taxi
going
to
to
terminal
one
via
left,
Yankee Hotel, Link 801.
we might as well move around that way. So let's check out that these two aircrafts are not going to crash head into each other. This aircraft is moving into that position there. So hopefully everything will be good. Looking good at the moment. Springbok 307 heavy, wind is 907 at 9 knots. Runway 21 right cleared for takeoff.
Runway
Ooh.
21 right cleared for takeoff.
Ooh.
Springbok 307
Look at the
heavy.
big 747 here. Wow. Of course I have added some aircrafts that most probably do not exist anymore. But I just had to add a few of these. And I hope you guys enjoy this one here. Stairway to broken legs. Yeah. That's the one. Botswana 286, runway 21 right, line up and wait.
Runway 21 right line up and wait, Botswana 286.
So, I may have some time now to tell the story. Yep, there's
Ground,
a check mark.
Mike Alpha India 573 request taxi runway 21 right.
Mike Alpha India 573, runway 21. Mike Alpha India 573, runway 21 right at November.
Runway 21 right at November, Mike Alpha India 573.
Ground, Globe 751 heavy request taxi runway 21 right.
Globe 751 heavy, runway 21 right at November.
Runway 21 right at November, Globe
This is an
751 heavy.
endless long aircraft. This is so
Ground,
long.
Jemir 8901 request pushback.
343
Tower,
500.
Africa 110 heavy inbound runway 21 left.
What is going on here? I can't talk. I can't finish my story. Pearl 578, runway 21 left, clear to land. Wind is 907 at 8 knots.
Runway 21 left cleared to land, Pearl 578.
Ethiopian 871, taxi to terminal via Yankee Echo.
Taxi to terminal via Yankee Echo, Ethiopian 871.
Sema 8901, pushback approved. Expect runway 21 right.
Ground, 21 right pushback approved, Jemir 8901.
Botswana 286, wind is 907 at 8 knots. Runway 21 right, cleared for takeoff.
Runway 21 right cleared for takeoff, Botswana 286.
Samantha Watch. Hello, Samantha. How do you get this game? You can get this game by going down in the description, and there's a link. Just scroll down a lot until you find it, and you can buy the Tower 3D and the Tower 3D Pro. You can press that link, and you can purchase it over there. Then I will get a tiny little bit of commission. Or you could go to Steam, and you can purchase it from Steam as well. So just put in Tower 3D Pro, or you can get it on the ATC Suite or the FeelThere site. So just Google FeelThere or ATC Suite, and you can directly buy it from the developer from there, or on Steam, wherever you would like. And there's Daniel, and the second one coming down from down under. What is the matter with Australia? All up in the middle of the night. Springbok 307 Heavy, contact departure.
Contact departure. Good afternoon. Springbok 307 Heavy.
Globe 751 Heavy. Wind is 904 at 8 knots. Runway 21 right, cleared for takeoff.
Runway 21 right cleared for takeoff.
Wow.
Globe 751 Heavy.
This is a huge...
Ground. Chemair 8901 request taxi runway 21 right.
Sema 8901 continue taxi.
Continue taxi. Chemair 8901.
Botswana 286 contact departure.
Contact departure. Goodbye. Botswana 286.
Transgroup 21 pushback approved. Expect runway 21 left at Echo.
Unable pushback. Will advise when ready.
Okay.
Transgroup 21.
So,
Ground. Transgroup 21 request pushback.
Transgroup 21 pushback approved. Expect runway 21 left at Echo.
Ground. 21 left at Echo pushback approved. Transgroup 21.
So the store, the Burger King store that I was working at, didn't have a lot of good reviews. So I thought if I start working there, it may change a few things by doing some customer-orientated, doing some things differently. But unfortunately, there was some person, it may actually have been you, Nashorn, that actually gave the store a thumbs down, saying, you know, what kind of person is that running around through and asking for food? Some old fart running around and looks 10 times at the receipt. So I wouldn't be surprised if that actually was you. But who knows? Sema 8901 runway 21 right, line up and wait.
Runway 21 right, line up and wait. Chemair 8901.
Africa 110 Heavy, runway 21 left, clear to land, wind is 904 at 9 knots.
Runway 21 left, cleared to land. Africa 110 Heavy. Ground. Transgroup 21 request taxi runway 21 left.
Transgroup 21 continue taxi.
Continue taxi. Transgroup 21.
Ground. India Victor Oscar India Romeo 1 request
Wow,
pushback.
look at global. Oh, barely made it. Just gone over the threshold there. Whoo-wee. Global 751 Heavy, contact departure.
Contact departure. Good afternoon. Globe 751 Heavy.
Look at all the fans of the Airbus 343, was it? It's gone now. 345. Sema 8901, wind is 904 at 10 knots, runway 21 right, cleared for takeoff.
Runway 21 right, cleared for takeoff. Chemair 8901.
We have the first Air Force coming up. Pearl 578, taxi to terminal via Yankee Echo.
Taxi to terminal via Yankee Echo. Pearl 578.
There's a little Pearl here. You don't write bad reviews, but you dislike videos. You tend to do that on mine quite often, as you have already said in the past. Mike Alpha India 573, runway 21 right, line up and wait.
Runway 21 right, line up and wait. Mike Alpha India 573.
Link 801, cross runway 03 left.
Crossing runway 03 left. Link 801.
Ethiopian 871, cross runway 03 left.
Crossing runway 03 left, Ethiopian 871.
Trans Group 21, runway 21 left, line up and wait.
Runway 21 left, line up and wait. Trans Group 21.
Indo Victor Oscar India Romeo 1, pushback approved, expect runway 21 left.
Ground, 21 left pushback approved. India Victor Oscar India Romeo 1.
This is Republic.
Tower, Malawian 222 inbound runway 21 left.
Dakota Ivory.
Ground, Air Kiribati 906 request pushback.
Air Kiribati 906, pushback approved, expect runway 21 left at Echo.
Ground, 21 left at Echo pushback approved. Air Kiribati 906.
Mike Alpha India 573, wind is 905 at 13 knots, runway 21 right, cleared for takeoff.
Runway 21 right cleared for takeoff. Mike Alpha India 573.
Oh. Semi 8901, contact departure.
Contact departure, goodbye, Chemir 8901.
Does anyone know the code for the 747-400 for Tower 3? I want to put it in my schedule, but I'm afraid it will crash. It will not crash, it's just 744. 744 is what you would need to write, but it could be 748 in case it's the 800 style. Trans Group 21, wind is 908 at 13 knots, runway 21 left, cleared for takeoff.
Runway 21 left cleared for takeoff. Trans Group 21.
Africa 110 heavy, taxi to terminal via Yanko Eke. Africa 110 heavy, taxi to terminal via Yankee Echo. That's more like
Taxi to terminal via Yankee Echo, Africa 110 heavy. Ground, Air Kiribati 906 request taxi runway 21 left.
Air Kiribati 906, continue taxi.
Continue taxi, Air Kiribati 906.
Ground, India Victor Oscar India Romeo 1 request taxi runway 21 left.
India Victor Oscar India Romeo 1, continue taxi.
Continue taxi, India Victor Oscar India Romeo 1.
India Victor Oscar India Romeo 1, runway 21 left at Echo.
Runway 21 left at Echo, India Victor Oscar India Romeo 1.
Okay, now we need to be careful here. There's the other one coming in here. But he should be fast enough. Do they see each other? They better.
Ground, Freedom Eagle 607 request pushback.
Freedom Eagle 607 pushback approved, expect runway 21 left at Echo.
Ground, 21 left at Echo pushback approved. Freedom Eagle 607.
Mike Alpha India 573, contact departure.
Contact departure, good afternoon, Mike Alpha India 573.
Trans Group 21, contact departure.
Contact departure, goodbye, Trans Group 21.
So do we have any arrivals coming in here? Malawi is coming in, but he's a little late. Got a delay here. Air Kiribati 906, wind is 107 at 14 knots, runway 21 left, cleared for takeoff.
Runway 21 left cleared for takeoff, Air Kiribati 906.
I think I'm going to close down runway 21 left, and we're going to head over to runway 21 right. There's not many departures here, so we can
Tower,
we can do everything
Sensei
on
8334 inbound runway 21 left.
India Victor Oscar India Romeo 1, runway 21 left, line up and wait.
Runway 21 left line up and wait, India Victor Oscar India Romeo 1.
Ground, Freedom Eagle 607 request taxi runway 21 left.
Okay, this may not work. India Victor Oscar India Romeo 1, hold position.
Holding, India Victor Oscar India Romeo 1.
It's taking forever. Freedom Eagle 607, continue taxi.
Continue taxi, Freedom Eagle 607.
Okay, we'll just leave India Victor. We'll just let him sit here for a little while because we have Malawi coming in. Malawi 222, runway 21 left, clear to land, wind is 107 at 14 knots.
Runway 21 left cleared to land, Malawian 222.
Pearl 578, cross runway 03 left.
Crossing runway 03 left,
All
Pearl
right,
578.
everybody, so this will conclude
Ethiopian
the
602
first
heavy request
part
pushback.
of this
Ethiopian
monster
signal to heavy, push
schedule
approved, expect runway
here
21
from
right.
Johannesburg. Thank you very much
Ground,
for
21 right,
watching
pushback
this
approved.
part, and
Ethiopian
I hope you
602
guys
heavy.
will certainly be there again to watch the action
Star Alliance,
continue with a
livery here,
whole bunch
folks.
of new aircrafts
Check it
and
out.
airlines. So
Check
thank
out
you very
all
much
the
for
other ones
tuning
in the
in.
back.
I'll see you next time. This
Oh,
has
look how
been another
busy it is, eh?
presentation of TP Gaming. Take care, everybody. Bye bye.